All right, gamers, tech nerds, and everyone excited about shiny new graphics cards, buckle up because NVIDIA is back at it again. This time, we've got some juicy leaks about their upcoming RTX 5060 and 5060 Ti graphics cards. Yep, leaks are flying, hype is building, and, well, wallets are crying in advance. Because you know they won't come cheap. But let's break it all down. What's new, what's exciting, and is it worth the hype? Let's dive in. First up, the RTX 5060 Ti is packing 16 gigabytes of GDDR7 VRAM, yes, GDDR7, a 128-bit memory interface, and memory bandwidth cranking up to around 448 gigabytes per second. Now compare that to its little sibling, the RTX 5060, you get 8 gigs of GDDR7 VRAM, same 128-bit memory interface, and again, around 448 gigabytes per second memory bandwidth. So basically, same memory setup, just half the VRAM. Oh, and both are expected to drop early 2025, probably around February or March. Mark your calendars, folks. If your current GPU's starting to wheeze, the upgrade season is nearby. Now, if you're in serious need of an upgrade right now, like your GPU sounds like a jet engine and you're stuck at 30 FPS, don't forget Intel's Arc B580 and B570 are still solid choices. They're already out, pretty competitive for the price, and can hold you over just fine. But if you can wait just a little longer, NVIDIA might have something spicy to bring to the GPU playground early next year. The choice is yours. Quick fix now or wait for that shiny new tech. Either way, the upgrade path is looking pretty good. Now, I know what you're thinking. 8 gigabytes of VRAM? Isn't that like so 2020? And honestly, you're not wrong. Let's talk about this. As we inch closer to 2025, 8 gigabytes of VRAM is starting to look pretty shaky, especially for modern gaming. Look at recent AAA titles like Hogwarts Legacy or Forspoken. These games are already chugging through VRAM like there's no tomorrow. Even at 1080p, high texture settings can push you past that 8 gigabyte mark, causing stuttering, frame drops, or worse crashes. To give you a real-world example, Company of Heroes 3 reportedly eats up 11 gigabytes of VRAM on medium settings. That's right, medium. And this trend isn't going anywhere. As games get bigger, prettier, and more graphically intense, the need for higher VRAM is only going up. Now, don't get me wrong, 8 gigabytes will work for budget gaming at 1080p, but if you're hoping to future-proof your setup, experts are saying 12 gigabytes should really be the new standard for mid-range GPUs. Why? Well, with 1440p gaming becoming more popular, HDR content expanding, and games demanding larger textures, that extra memory can make a huge difference. So NVIDIA's sticking with 8 gigabytes for the RTX 5060 feels a bit stingy, don't you think? Sure, it'll handle today's games on medium or high settings, but in 2025, I'm not so sure. Now, let's give credit where it's due. Both the RTX 5060 and 5060 Ti are getting GDDR7 memory, and that's a huge win. Compared to GDDR6X, GDDR7 offers better speeds and efficiency, and that's why these cards are hitting 448 gigabytes per second of memory bandwidth. For context, the RTX 4060 topped out at around 272 gigabytes per second. That's a massive jump, and it means smoother performance in games, especially when things get graphically intense. Think of it like upgrading from a slow old hard drive to a lightning-fast SSD. It's not just a spec upgrade. It's a game changer. So why the early launch? It's simple. Competition. Intel's Arc B580 and B570 are already out and making waves in the mid-range market, while leaks about AMD's RX 8000 series are starting to heat up. NVIDIA doesn't want to lose momentum, so they're gearing up to bring their A-game to stay ahead of the pack. And honestly, they're playing it smart. By bringing these cards out early with GDDR7, NVIDIA is staying ahead in both performance and hype. Now let's see if AMD or Intel can tip the scales, because competition is always good for us gamers. Look, leaks are always fun, but here's my takeaway. The RTX 5060 Ti looks solid, 16 gigabytes of VRAM plus GDDR7. That's chef's kiss. It could be the go-to card for 1440p gamers. The RTX 5060? It's a little trickier. 8 gigabytes of VRAM might work now, but for future games it feels like the bare minimum. If you're on a budget, it's probably still a decent upgrade. Just don't expect it to handle ultra textures and ray tracing 2 years from now. Either way, we'll know for sure when NVIDIA makes it official at CES in January. So stay tuned, hit that subscribe button, and I'll keep you updated as the GPU wars heat up. Alright, that's all I've got for today. Drop a comment and tell me, do you think 8 gigabytes of VRAM is enough for 2025, or are we headed for trouble? And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more tech breakdowns. Until next time, happy gaming and may your frames be high and your temps be low. Peace.